Hello everybody, I'm back. Right, okay, so today, it's good to have you all back, by the way, absolutely superb, glad you could make it. The next step of this Lutherie hoop is for me to apply some colour. So what I thought was I've got this ebonizing solution that I've made myself, and it's been fermenting over the months. Everyone knows the recipe: white vinegar, steel wool. It's got some old nails and screws in there. So I have used it already on other projects. So I thought I would first use the ebonizing solution, and I don't know how it's going to react with this wood. It works very, very well on woods with a high tannin content. So I don't know how it's going to work, but in fact, while I think on, Alexa, set timer for 45 minutes.
45 minutes, starting now.
Right, okay, I'll give myself 3/4 of an hour. So let's get down to business. So just take this lid off. It's an old coffee jar. It's got a decent lid on it. It should really be in a screw top lid, but this is just what I had to hand at first. So what I'm first going to do is I've done my usual spiral detail. So this is going to be the lid, which will be parted off, and the hollowing out will make it just a wooden hoop, and then this will be the lid, but I put some decoration on it. So let's get going now with this ebonizing solution. So hopefully it will have an effect. So I'm just gently working it into all of that spiral. I've got Charlie's here anyway, so if he has a pop on down, I said he's welcome to come and see what's going on. So now if I just dip some tissue in there, and then it might not work, it might not even have any effect, but it doesn't matter because it's going to get stained anyway. The stain that I've selected is American Walnut, so it should look quite nice. Just do this outside now, and obviously this is going to dampen the wood quite significantly, and it's not like it's spirit based and it will flash off within a few seconds. This will stay wet for a while, so I'll hit it with the heat gun, and we can speed up that drying process. But I can feel that it's raised that grain there now. Make sure it's got a good coating everywhere. So it's going to be ebonized, stained, denibbed, what else, polished, and all the usual suspects. So we can I'll just give that a minute now just to seep into the wood. So I'm probably on air a couple of minutes early today, but that's okay. In fact, if I just turn this on very slowly, just get some air movement. Yeah, this ebonizing solution, I've used it on some magic wands for Horton Tower and some pens, and it can react really, really effectively on many, many different types of woods. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just move this out of the way so I don't knock it over, and if I feel for my heat gun, now obviously I'm not going to have it Just gauging where I need to be pointing. I'm not going to have it too close, don't want this to catch on fire. I can always give it a second coat of ebonizing fluid. I'd say it might not do anything at all, but a lot of what I do, it's about trying new things anyway, so and obviously with you lot having a look, you can let me know how things are going and what's happened, if anything, so things are always worth a go. And if it just takes the natural wood colour down a shade or two, it'll make the walnut stain really pop. That's in my weird thinking head anyway. Oh, and this morning I did an optic nerve video about something that happened last week. Now, I dictated, as I have to do, I dictate the titles to Siri for the YouTube video title, and I said patience please. Now I meant the IENCE, as in wait a while, patience, but Nicola said it's spelt patience as in patience of a doctor, so I didn't mean patience for a doctor, I meant patience as in just taking your time a bit. But you've got to love Siri, especially when you're blind. I've had some... I remember sending a text a couple of, well, probably a year, well, about 18 months ago, and I was trying to say such and such a person is in cahoots with someone else, meaning, you know, in a partnership, in cahoots. And Siri was saying, in cat suits. I thought, well, nice idea. In car boots. Honestly, it's hilarious, Siri, sometimes. So, I'm just wondering if this is having any effect. Feels pretty dry there now anyway, so I'm going to apply some more. And obviously that grain has raised, so it will be getting knocked back and Yorkshire gritted and everything else, so let's get some more applied in there liberally. But I suppose if can you see anything happening on the cloth? I suppose if anything's happening, it'll be on the cloth too. Let's get some in there. Work it well in. The weather here today is pretty poor here in the northwest of England. But it is the northwest of England. It's pretty poo at the best of times. Right, put the lid back on because no matter what happens, that's probably as much ebonizing as I'm going to give it. Hopefully it's done something. It's always worth a giggle. Ba-ba-ba-ba-boom. Thanks for all the comments as well that I've been getting doing these live videos, and I know it's awkward and some people are at work and things, but at least it's not like you do a live stream and then that's the only chance you get to watch the video. At least it's posted permanently to the channel, so you can always catch up at a later time. Let's just stop that now. Make sure I've got no tissue sat on there that could just combust. It's not wise to put your hand in front of a heat gun, but I'm just doing that to make sure I'm pointing the right way. Obviously I wouldn't recommend doing anything too courageous with a heat gun, but I feel comfortable doing all this sort of things. But just because I'm doing it doesn't mean you should do it. Obviously. Just rotate it gently. Make sure it gets some even heat. Just having a feel for some dampness there. Some dampness there. Some more there. So, sure that's on the metal. So I'm just going to pick the camera up and just let you guys have a closer look. I mean, you're seeing there and there, and compared to the other side, any difference? Has it changed colour? Hopefully it has. Ba-bum-bum, ba-da-dum. I still feel a bit of dampness there, so a bit more heat. I was just going to say, this is like watching paint dry. Right, I've got some Scotch-Brite. So in fact, I'm going to get a fresh piece. So it's got maximum cutting ability. Let's just put some goggles on. Get this spinning a bit faster now. Let's just give this a denibbing. and it's funny, it's just got this huge aroma of vinegar. Just wafted off. Just make sure I get in that recess there. Just feel for the airline. Swap that on there. Needs a bit more denibbing here on this part. But you seen anything on there? I can feel it, it's dusty. Put that in this back pocket. Yeah, like. That's feeling nice and smooth again now. So, next step is sanding sealer. Just get everything I need here now. So, get my dedicated sanding sealer brush here now, because again I just want to make sure that it gets in all that texture. So a squirt here. Oh, did I shake that? Oops. No, Chris, what are you doing? Did anyone spot the deliberate mistake? Oh no. Anybody? Anyone? Someone at the back? Put your hands up. I'm not staining the rascal. Just denib it again. Oh yeah, it's my favourite job, denibbing. Yeah, I love it. What an idiot. Hey, it'll be alright on the night. There's Dennis Norden when you need him. I think he's passed away now. Probably years ago, in fact. Right then. Let's get with the programme, Chris. Come on, you're blind, not stupid. I'm just turning the fan off. I've had the fan on just for a few minutes. It was a bit chilly when I came in. And that obviously always affects drying times. If you do this, you might want to wear gloves. I'm not bothering. I'm hardcore. Nothing that a bit of thinners won't bring off. 4 hours of scrubbing. 3 lots of soap. Make sure this is well worked in. And obviously I need to get it into the middle. So wipe off the excess from that centre. Now this will flash off quick, obviously, because it's spirit based. I'll just put the heat gun on a lower setting now. Get a bit of heat into it, and then I'll give it another coat. But Bryn, the customer, said he wanted it dark, so hopefully it's going to be something like that. It's always weird me doing things like this because I've never even felt one of these or seen one of these. So I could be heading in just completely the wrong direction. But I can't do things any other way. So if it's wrong and he doesn't like it, of course I'll have to have another go. So just working that well in everywhere around that outside edge. Applying some more on that inside. I don't need to brush it in again because it'll have gone in plenty in that detail. It's just that initial first attack. So again, always remember to move things because I'm always trying to feel for things and knock them off. That's where a lot of my calamity comes from. So that's that. There you go. Get some heat into it now, help it just flash off again. Time is money. Excuse me. I hope you didn't hear that. Just burped. Just spin it around there. Right, feels pretty dry, so back to where I was. Sealing. Woo-hoo-hoo. Get that brush again. And some more kitchen towel. As always, it'll be a massive help for me if you can like this video and share it with your friends and subscribe and all that usual sort of stuff. Really do appreciate it, and it's a massive help if you can do the honours for me. So on there, give it a good rub in. Hopefully it won't be pulling out too much. well rubbed in all the way around. Just give that a second. Get some air to it. I don't want to hit it with a hot air gun or anything now. I'm done with that. Oh. This Scotch Brite, I'm just going to give it a blast off. Try and get a bit more life out of it. Right, so safety glasses back on. Let's crank her up, denib this. So same finishing processes as what I do for everything. It's that repetition. Doing things over and over and over again the same way, and you will be guaranteed consistent. Once you've hit on a technique that works for you and you get really good results, stick with it. Don't be greedy for finish. Take as much time over this as you would any other part. I've said this and you can't stress it enough. Take your time. Repetition, doing it the same way, it becomes second nature, and you get consistently good results. And I treat every job I do that I do on a regular basis, it's like I clean the car as well. You know, I enjoy cleaning the car. I used to do it when I was sighted, so I still do it, and I use the same process over and over and over again. Start at the same point when I'm cleaning the wheels. Always start at 12 o'clock, like the face of a clock, and work round. Always. Repetition. And it helps me. It helps build up my memory maps. It's like, you know, studying for an exam. You know, you'll get maximum retention by reading things over and over again. It's like listening to your favourite song. If you listen to that over and over again, you know, you learn the words. You don't even know or realise you've learnt the words, but before you know it, you can sing your way through thousands of songs, every word. So getting that mortise. I've put my 100mm jaws on the chuck. Because this is still quite a substantial lump of wood. So I want some decent gripability. Right, Yorkshire grit time. Yorkshire grit, new plastic container. So just apply it by hand first. Rub it well in. And I'm not going to put a big glob in the middle. I'll just use what's on the cloth. I don't want the texture filled with big clumps of wax. and oil. So off we go. Start slow, just work her in, stops it getting flung off, and then just when I've had a few seconds working her in, let's give her the beans. So keeping the cloth moving. Alexa, how long's left on the timer?
You have one timer with about 15 minutes left.
Got 15 minutes left of this session, so that'll be enough time to get this polished up and everything. So still working it in. I can still feel some grits there. Still hear it too. Nearly there now. Be ready for a clean bit of tissue in a second. Sling that piece. Completely fresh, clean piece here now. Get rid of all the excess. So we've got a good foundation then now for the friction polish in a minute. Right, that feels very nice. So friction polish, give that a good shake up. Very quick wipe. Let's go. Reasonably firm pressure, not too much. Just firm pressure. Letting the heat build the wax up. So we're going to get a nice finish. Just turn her up a tad. I'm going to give it 2 coats of friction polish. Get some more on there. A little less now. Right, I'm going to leave her spinning. Have a feel for the carnauba wax, the Carna crystalline stick. A bit of rub on the face and on the outside, get some wax on. Just help spread that into the centre part. Get this well worked in. So now obviously I don't want to be touching this until she sets up, but if I right, so should be in view there. So how's she looking, folks? Is she shiny, shiny, shiny? Move around here. Let's get my bearings again. How's that looking? Okay. So, still don't know what piece of wood it is. What species. But that's that. So, I'm just going to let that set up just for a second. Now, just for that carnauba and microcrystalline wax to really set up nice and tough, and then I'll give it one just little final buff. Let's get that friction polish out of the way. It's very, very tough and durable, but only once it's cured. It's quite prone to getting smudged and smeared around carnauba wax. So just give it plenty of time. Again, don't be greedy for finish. So, and obviously when this part's just finally buffed up, it'll be a case of taking the faceplate off and then putting the jaws, the chuck on. And then we'll need to have a quick reassessment of the measurements. But this is what we'll be doing tomorrow. Hollowing out the centre portion tomorrow. And then I'm hopefully, well, I should have it done by the end of the week. Right, let's just give it one last kiss with some tissue. Lovely jubbly. Make sure I've hit the stop button now. And in fact, it's always safest. It's always safe. It's always safest to turn the power off at the wall socket when you're messing, especially with the remote control. I mean, you could just inadvertently lean against it and set the whole thing spinning. And then I'd be the blind, one-armed wood turner. And that's not a look I'm trying to achieve. I must admit. Right, so those little set screws that hold the face plate on securely. Right, so I don't want to touch this with my grubby mitts, so if I can just, I'll get some tissue down on this board to rest it on in a moment. And just take the spindle lock off now and take her off. It's always better to use the hand wheel here and spin it off that way, otherwise, you know, you're grabbing the bowl and you're giving it that and you're just smearing it and you don't know what's going to happen to the finish. So you just hold that bowl still and turn the hand wheel and get it off that way. Protect that finish. So just feeling for the drill. So let's get these screws out. I never reuse the screws. Another area where I wouldn't take any chances. They've obviously been under stress from the turning process and the torque of the motor, and it's not worth it for the price of half a dozen screws. And obviously you all know not to use what we would call plasterboard screws here, but drywall screws. They're very hard and brittle. So that is that's that off. So chuck's going on, and again it has little set screws. I'm just feeling for the right sized Allen key. It has little set screws just to make sure that it's held securely onto that spindle. Helps if you've got your tongue stuck out. Always helps. Thanks for people that commented and went over and had a look at Nicola's photos. warwickfisher.com for Nicola's eclectic mix of grunge and decay and street art and stuff like that. She does appreciate it, thank you. Make great gifts. Shameless plug. Right, okay, so that's done. Feel for the chuck key. That's not the chuck key. Where's the chuck key? Right, I found the chuck key. So hopefully in fact, let's not muck about, let's just give this, make sure them jaws are nice and clean too. Nice and gentle. Taking your time. Very carefully and slowly expanding these jaws. Don't want to drop this piece. Take a big chunk out of it. Take it down. So now it has actually got a grip. I'll start just using the other chuck key holes. And apply firm pressure. Stand clear. I've turned the power off. Wah. Right, so that feels nice and true. Give it a bit of a polish again. Right. Alexa, how long's left on the timer?
You have one timer with less than 10 seconds remaining.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Alexa, stop. Right, folks, so that's it for today. We've ebonized, stained and sealed and gritted and polished part of this Lutherie hoop. So I'm going to bid you farewell, and same time, same place tomorrow, 1 PM GMT. Hope you can make it for a little while. It'd be great if you can make it for the full session. We'll try and do as much as we can in the time we've got. So, right, so bye everybody. Thank you so very much. You're all amazing. Thank you. Keep rocking, everyone. Right then. Eh.